Friday, President Obama officially vetoed a bill that would allow 9/11 victims and their families to sue Saudi Arabia for possibly supporting the 9/11 terrorists. Lawmakers think they have the votes to override the veto, but with the election just weeks away, will they go through with this vote? Here to help answer that question, we have our senior Capitol Hill producer, Chad Pergram. Good evening, Chad. So what do you think? What's going to happen and why now?
We're going to have a vote here in just a couple of days, starting in the United States Senate. And one of the reasons this is going to happen is because Republicans and, frankly, some Democrats have a chance to override the president on a national security issue just a couple of weeks before the election in the light of these terrorist attacks in New York and New Jersey and also in Minnesota. President Obama has never had a veto overridden, and that's probably going to happen sometime in the next week, week and a half. It's going to start in the United States Senate. It needs a two-thirds vote. And again, as I say, this is going to be bipartisan. Chuck Schumer, the Democratic senator from New York, he indicated that he was very upset, disappointed, in fact, of what the president had done, and said we're going to have a sound override here in the next, I'd say, 2 or 3 days.
Yeah, and so then let's say it gets overridden in the Senate, it goes to the House, right?
Right, absolutely. Paul Ryan, the Speaker of the House there, he is a little bit skeptical about this bill. He kind of tipped his hand the other day, indicating that he might not vote. It's customary that the Speaker of the House doesn't vote, maybe only a handful of times a year, but he has some reservations with this piece of legislation, even though he thinks it's going to go forward. Take a listen.
I do have concerns about it because I worry about legal matters. I worry about trial lawyers trying to get rich off of this, and I do worry about the precedents. At the same time, these victims need to have their day in court.
And so we're going to have this veto override probably in the Senate in the next couple of days. It would go to the House probably after that, Brett.
Okay, last thing, any last-minute efforts to avoid this or change this?
Yeah, there were certainly movements by the Saudis to try to create a carve-out on this. You've had a couple of Democrats and Republicans on the House side who are involved in armed forces issues, concerned about that, writing letters that have been going out here. But I have to tell you, those talks have really gone nowhere. We think there's going to be a two-thirds vote in both the House and the Senate, and I should point out that there's a provision in the bill which would allow the president to ask for a court stay on this if necessary.
Okay, Chad, as always, thank you, keeping us honest up there on the Hill.